Hey guys, Tim here, Big Dog Forge. Good to have you back in the shop. So, Sunday, and I gotta build something. I'm going stir crazy. And so I'm going to attempt to build a pair of bladesmithing tongs for like 2-inch wide, 1/4-inch thick stock that will allow the material to slide past back next to the handles. I've seen these things. I've never built a pair of these before, and I'm going to attempt to do this all left-handed. We'll see how that goes. So, get ready for a train wreck. All right, guys, take a look at this. See you soon. Bye. All right, guys, we're going to start off with a couple of pieces of 5/8 inch round. We're going to heat up just the ends, take a short heat, and then we're going to upset the end of these inside a little monkey tool. That'll give us some extra material to make the jaws out of these things once we get everything drawn out. Alrighty, a little bit of that. Straighten it up while it's still got a nice black heat in it. And we didn't really upset them too awful much. They're already 5/8 of an inch, so it didn't take much. And we're going to get it into the jig on the press. See if Floyd can get us most of the way here. And it didn't take long to get through this. It was what I'm doing is I'm sticking it through the jig further than I normally would, so the jaws are isolated out at the end. And you can see that there under the power hammer. And we're just cleaning up the work that Floyd did on these things. And Scrappy is doing a marvelous job here. All right, we'll get these guys back over the press. We're going to use our little V-jaw tool, a little gauge, so we get our jaws in the same place on both halves. There we go. And that'll get us started in the right direction. Now we're going to build a special tool here with a piece of angle iron for an upper plate, just sticking straight down like an edge, so that we can press a groove in these jaws. And then we'll put together a little tool for the bottom half of this thing. I'm taking another piece of 1/4-inch angle iron, put some spacers between it and weld some blocks. That way I can take that knife edge that's sort of sticking down. You can see it there. And I can form these things, make a real nice groove, a little stop block there. Of course, everything's stuck together, so it took a little bit to get it off there, but it wasn't too bad. And cool it off a little bit, get back in the press, and we'll tap it right out of there. There we go. It was a little bit of a chore, but it wasn't too bad. If I were doing a bunch of these, I would have probably make a different tool, but this is an experiment. We're learning here. When we're learning, we're learning. All right, don't look now, but I'm going to use my right hand for a half second. All right. So that's one. All righty. And we get those guys off at a right angle that way, and then we need to get this off at a right angle from the boss, actually at about a 45 degree. And we'll get this thing over to the anvil and get some of this straightened out a little bit. We got a little work to do. Yeah, right hand can't hold on to things. And we got a little work to do on that boss and that sort of tang area. So you're going to notice that I'm going to swap back and forth between my right and my left hand, trying to get these things shaped. And pretty much stuck to my left hand, but I couldn't help myself. So anyway. But a little perseverance, and it eventually got close. What looked like it was close enough anyway. And we pretty much just made both of them match. And we're going to have to punch and drift these things, which should be interesting. And then we're going to put a temporary nut and a bolt through them so we can start creating that offset because there's a couple of different odd offsets, and both of the sort of jaw tangs have to go in different directions, different lengths, and they literally need to be different lengths. You can't make them exactly the same like a normal pair of tongs. So this is a bit of a challenge. There we go. Get this drift through here. See if I can hurt myself. Yeah, the tools make it look easy. All right. There we go. We got our temporary bolt in there. Get these things heated up. And kind of form them to a piece of, that's just under 1/4 inch, but I'm going to file the jaws out a little bit once we get these things shaped. And we'll put that offset in there. And that actually worked out pretty well for that offset. It wasn't too bad. It was a little fine tuning, but it wasn't too bad at all. All right, we got our temporary bolt out of there. We're going to draw these reins out. They're still 5/8. We want them closer to 1/2 inch. For you metric types, that's 16 millimeters, and we want to take them down to about 12 to 13 millimeters. There we go. Round them off real nice. Scrappy does a great job of this. Those handles come out real nice that way. I get them all straightened while they're still warm. And that was more of a challenge than you would think, just straightening something out. All right, we'll put a little offset on the handles so they'll line up a little bit, which was kind of weird because I wasn't sure if that was going to work the way it does in a normal pair of tongs or not. You can kind of see the odd bend and twist in this thing here. In a minute I'll hold one up there for you so you can see it. It's kind of a corkscrew thing almost. Now once I get them all filed down and the corners all smoothed out, go over to the belt sander and use the slack part of the belt, obviously, to clean some of that scale off the handles and smooth them out a little bit. Okay, rivet time. This should be fun. And it wasn't too bad. It actually worked out pretty well. I'm using like a 1.5 pound hammer there. And it's really surprising that when you first start using your offhand to do this with, your forearm gets really, really tight. Those muscles aren't used to gripping a hammer like that. You have to remember to loosen up on the hammer a little bit. All right, so we grab our best prison t-shirt to keep the beeswax off of our anvil. We warm them up in the forge and beeswax on there. Protect them a little bit. All right, we got a piece of 2¼ inch leaf spring off a truck, and it was working out really well. Not too bad, not too bad. Holds on real good. Let's whack it with a hammer and see what happens. Come on. See if they break. And they actually hold on quite well. All right, then we got a piece of 2 inch. That holds on really nicely. And it's long. It goes way down past the handles. It's doing a pretty good job. A lot better than I thought they would. That's our heart Damascus. And that thing is just about 1.5 inches wide. And it holds on to that real well as well. So, all right. Let's take these inside and take a look at them. Hey guys, well that was, oh, where's my hat? My hat. Oh man, I'm dirty as heck. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Alright guys, well probably not too bad for my first left-handed build. I used my right hand in there a couple of times. It just gets frustrating knowing you can move something a little bit quicker, but I got through it. This thing took me like 2.5 hours, something that should have taken maybe an hour, I suppose. But then, like I said, I've not built these things before, and they came out a little wonky, but they kind of are anyway, because they're kind of organic shaped weird things, but they could have been a lot more round, a lot more even, you know. But anyway, that's chalk it up to the left hand not knowing what it's doing there, but they grip real well. They do a good job, and there you go. So let me know what you think. This is our first fully left-handed job. It's I don't know, guys. We'll see if we can get there. I'm gonna have to redo these things, but I don't know. You guys, let me know what you think. First experiment. We'll see if we can get any better at these things. I owe a guy a pair of these, and I need to build some. So first one, experiment. Next one, maybe we'll get a little bit better. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. If you like what you see, click the little like button. If you haven't subscribed yet, think about that. And I'll leave a couple of videos up here, I guess, for you to take a look at. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. And we'll talk later. Appreciate it. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye-bye now. Be safe.